of course, I'm going to come back to it starts with the solution, right? Like, do you have the technology in place to actually solve this? And to me, it's a modern technology platform that actually allows you to move quickly. We hear so many organizations say they have these legacy solutions or these web page builder solutions.
Web pagers. Yeah,
Web
right.
pager. Just the name is antiquated.
Yeah. And they have two challenges. Guess what the first one is? They're built for the web,
Yeah, right.
and they're not built for all digital
Web builders. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then the other one is they force teams to work in a siloed manner. And you can start to hear this kind of recurring theme that we've been chatting about today is like, teams can't work in silos anymore. They have to, yes, they have to have control and governance, but they have to be able to operate as one. And when you think about like some of these legacy solutions, there's a team that manages the web, and then there's a team that sets up personalization and experimentations. There's another team that does all the analytics and the analysis of the data. And it's like, that should be available to everybody, or definitely available to the marketer. They're the ones who are like, empower them to make decisions with good information and tools that allow them to move quickly. And so this legacy mindset seems to be falling short and holding organizations back in terms of being able to do more and speak to those audiences in a tailored, kind of personalized way like organizations want to. So that's number one. So start with the right foundation. Okay. And then number two, I think it comes down to is scaling how your team works. And this, to me, the answer is AI. You need a solution that actually has AI built into the platform that actually allows you to move quickly. And I'll give you an example. One of our customers is Klarna. And so if you're not familiar with Klarna, it's a payment option, kind of like a pay over time option. Yep. It's very common in retail websites as a payment option when you're checking out. Klarna came to us a couple years ago, and they actually started with kind of an unnormal use case for us. They're like, we want to stand up a knowledge base. And a knowledge base for them was basically a kind of an FAQ blog site, a place for consumers and customers to go and get answers to questions. Great use case to start with. So they started there. And then when AI came onto the scene, they recognized that they were sitting on a ton of content that had structure and meaning that they could use to go tune an LLM. They chose to tune a version of OpenAI, so their own private LLM that's been tuned with their own content. And as a result of tuning that LLM with their own information, what they saw is that the results that came back out were of high quality, on brand. They could tailor them with their voice, and they could make sure that they were accurate and consistent. And so because they had started with this one use case of just putting content in Contentful, they now could tune an LLM very quickly. Why? Because we're API first. It's very easy to extract that content out, to tune an LLM. And now they have high fidelity results coming back out of their AI engine. And they've now used this AI engine in a variety of ways across their company. The first use case they used it in was in a customer support option. So what they found by putting it into their customer support operations, the first year alone, they are estimated to save over $40 million in support costs.
And how? Like, what are they doing differently? What are they doing differently in their customer support function now?
As questions come into the customer support operations, this engine is answering 75% of them with 100% accuracy.
Got it.
So it's just cutting down the need for labor to be able to support that part of the organization. But they haven't stopped there. They've taken this same tuned LLM, they use it as part of an employee bot to answer questions internally. Their legal team is using it to write contracts. Their marketing team is using it to do sentiment analysis. Their marketing team is now actually leveraging it back in Contentful to generate copy. So when we talk about creating messages tailored to the audience, they're doing that. Why? Because the AI engine can suggest recommendations to a marketer. Hey, for this audience, this is what the content should look like, or here's what the message should be tailored for that audience. No, their marketers are still in control, because I oftentimes get this, oh my God, is it running autonomously? And the answer is no, their marketers are still in control, but they're leveraging AI, generative AI, to do 80% of the labor, the work for them, so that they can look at it, review it, tweak it, modify it, and then publish. They're using it also to translate content on their websites. And I think if I was a marketer sitting out there going, where do I get started? To me, translation feels like the obvious place to start. These LLMs do translation extremely well. And many organizations have multi-million-dollar budgets in place with third-party service providers that they're using to translate content. This is a prime spot for where you could begin to leverage generative AI and save your organization a whole lot of money.